Hello, friends. This is Bernadette, and this is going to be one of my more special episodes. If you're new here, we talk about true love through the lens of science, and we explain a lot of things of life, but mostly true love because that's where I come from. I come from the spiritual community, and even though I'm out of the spiritual community, the spiritual community doesn't leave me. I can't stop talking about true love because it's a beautiful feeling to have. It's a beautiful experience to have. I'm blessed to know who my person is, my twin flame, soulmate, whatever you want to call him. Okay, I happen to know, I have it on good authority, that he is definitely my twin flame. Because I have had particular visions that affirm it. So that's the spiritual. Now we're going to talk about the scientific. And scientific, it could be proven over and over and over again. All right? So, true love, the science behind the story. People say true love is just a fairy tale, a story we tell ourselves to feel better. But if that were true, why does it keep showing up in our culture over and over again? Why do the greatest films of our time, from The Matrix, for example, or Interstellar, Arrival, The Shift, why do these all point to the same central theme? That love is the one force that transcends time, space, and even death. Today I want to show you why true love isn't just spiritual poetry, it's science. So let's talk first about the cinematic pattern. For instance, in The Matrix, Neo and Trinity's bond literally rewrites the rules of the simulation. Love is the one variable the machines can't account for. Interstellar, Cooper and Murph's connection allows communication across dimensions. Love becomes the bridge between time and space. In The Arrival, Louise, her non-linear perception of time is tied to her love for her daughter. Love reshapes her entire understanding of reality. Then there's Schrodinger's cat, a thought experiment about superposition, but also a metaphor for relationships existing in multiple states until observed. These aren't just stories. They're cultural echoes of something deeper, a truth we sense but can't always explain. And that's where science comes in. What is the science of entanglement? I'm going to be using this word for at least the next week or so, because this is kind of the theme that we're talking about. Then we'll move on to another theme in quantum physics, all right? Now, define entanglement. When two particles interact, their states become linked, even separated by light years. Measuring one instantly determines the other. Einstein called it, quote unquote, spooky action at a distance. It's been proven in labs. Elaine Aspect's 1982 experiments and the 2015 loophole-free Bell test at Delft University. Real-world applications in quantum computing, quantum cryptography, even medical imaging. So, when films show us love as a force that defies distance, they're not just being romantic. They're echoing what physics has already proven. Once two entities are bound, They remain connected, no matter the space between them. Think of true love as quantum entanglement between two souls. Twin Flames explains this perfectly. If anything were a truer example of quantum entanglement, it's twin flames. No matter what you do, you cannot get this person out of your mind, out of your heart, out of your soul, out of your spirit. And believe me, we've tried. Believe me, we have tried. We've tried everything. And I'm a Christian. We've even tried the prayer. And if you're a Christian, you know what the prayer is. That one prayer that you better be ready for who they take out of your life and how they do it. Because once God hears that particular prayer, that's it. That's when, if they don't belong in your life, they're not going to be in your life. Say goodbye to old jobs, old friends. Just be prepared to have your life uprooted. Okay? For your own good. So, we've tried everything. That person ain't going anywhere. Now, I did want to talk about this. The book that I'm reading right now, Dark Matter, has had me thinking a lot. What is reality here? What is reality? What we can taste and feel, and all of the five senses and some of the extra ones too. Does that determine reality, or is our dreams reality? Because there are no boundaries in the dream world. There are no rules in the dream world. This really got me thinking. Does consciousness determine reality, or is reality the unconscious? Which one is it? Because it is said that we are living simultaneously, past, present, and future, all at the same time. I'm going to give you an example. Time travel does exist. And I'm going to give you this example. One time, and if you've been following my work for a while, you know this story already. True story. Back when my mom was alive, we liked to hang out and drink coffee and, kind of like bullshit, right? And we were very close. And we're having our coffee in the park and everything, a especially lovely day. And this guy comes up to us. And of course, the bells and whistles are going, they're ringing all over the place. You got your feelers out. You don't know if this guy's a whack job or whatever. And he comes up to us. He has a briefcase. He pulls out a laminated, folded picture of his mother. How do I know it's his mother? Because he said, "This is my mother." Started talking about some story about how she was abusive to him or whatever. I get to looking at this picture, and this woman in the picture looks exactly like me. Same eyes, same nose, same mouth. The only thing, she had a little bit more hips. Her hips were a little bigger. That's the only difference. Everything looked like me. Doppelgangers exist. My Tom-Toms, okay? I'll never forget. I was walking with my nephew. I'm walking him home from school. And I see this guy waiting on the bus stop, looks exactly, when I say, some people look similar, but I'm talking ear shape and eyebrows and the stature, the height, everything about this man. This could have passed for his own literal twin. I had to pick up my jaw off the floor. And all of this is happening, as I said before. Past, present, and future is all happening at the same time. There are versions of me where I'm the bad guy. Good thing that I chose this one for my consciousness, right? Okay. I got a little bit of an anger streak, I try to keep it in check, But in another dimension, I'm quite evil. I'm a decent person here, I'd like to think so. But in another dimension, I might be just awful. Yet in another dimension, I might be a queen. In another dimension, I might be struggling. And it's all about what you choose. And this has been proven time and time again by science. Quantum physics is the language of God. I've said it many times, and I will say it again. How do you see this in non-romantic scenarios? For instance, there's twin flames, and then there's twins that are in the womb, in utero. Twins sensing each other's pain. Have you ever heard the stories of one twin knows instinctively that something is going on with their twin and feels their pain? Empathetic pain? How about couples finishing each other's sentences? These bonds survive decades apart. Why does culture keep returning to this theme? It's because humans instinctively recognize patterns. True love is a repeating cultural archetype because it reflects a scientific truth. We don't keep making movies about something that doesn't exist. We make them because we're trying to understand what we already feel. That love is the one constant that can't be broken. So the next time someone tells you that true love is just a story, that twin flames don't exist, soulmates don't exist, maybe for you because you've never experienced it. Just because you've never experienced something, and with the rate you're going, keep on talking negatively, what you speak, you receive. You're going to get more of the same. If it doesn't exist for you, if true love doesn't exist for you, then you're not going to see it. Life and death is spoken with the tongue. So, in closing, the next time someone tells you that true love is a myth or a story or it's made up, it doesn't exist, remind them. Stories don't repeat across cultures and centuries unless they're pointing to something real. And science has already given us the language for it: entanglement. Once two particles are bound, they remain bound. Once two souls are bound, they remain bound. That's not just spirituality, that's physics. That's testimony, that's true love. Remember, folks, hurt people hurt people. And when the one thing that they can't get their hands on constantly eludes them, what you get in response is cynicism. Thank you for listening. This has been Bernadette with Six Quantum Bridge, your host, researcher, and analyst. Please follow for more. Thank you for giving me your time, and I'll talk to you in the next one.